How's it going?
No, wait so that I can make sure I don't do anything to mess things up.
That's why I make sure I'm not in frame. I'm gonna do something wrong. We're gonna cop picking my nose. Ain't worth it.
But here, you kept it.
Yeah.
No color yet.
No, probably pick it up after the 4th.
Hey Frank, what's happening, man?
One of the Scarlet.
You ain't any stuff?
Yeah.
Which Scarlet?
Ramirez.
Any
Okay.
fun plans for the 4th, Frank?
One that came with the boys.
Chill. How about you?
Going to El Paso.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, gonna go see my kid's not met his grandparents yet,
Oh, wow.
so we're gonna go do that.
Drive or fly? That's a long ride.
Just.
When I cut out from here, I don't know when I get cut loose, but as soon as I cut loose, we're getting in the
Oh,
car.
they have, but I had like.
It's a good idea, right, Frank?
Why not? I like to drive, actually.
Nice.
How old is your kid?
3 months.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll sleep.
Hopefully, that's the plan. I'm hoping he goes down like a
Oh,
champ.
you'll be fine.
We had a test trip the other day and he was fine. Slept in his little car
Put
seat.
some white noise on.
Be safe.
Do you have loud exhaust?
No.
Oh.
No. Thank you.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's like you went to
Yes.
Cancun on vacation and came back with grades. Back there, yeah. Got you shaking. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good kid, something to do. I got the correspondent on that case. Did you? Yeah.
Boyfriend.
Good. I just don't want the responsibility. Yep. Do it all the time. He's already transferred now. Is he going?
Okay. Okay, good, you got it. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Not at all.
We get about 60 seconds more though.
Okay.
Morning, everyone. These are the detention hearings for the 323rd Judicial District Court of the state of Texas. Tarrant County is assigned juvenile court. In keeping with the spirit of the open court's provision of the Texas Constitution, these hearings are being broadcast live on YouTube, except where counseled against by Section 5408 of the Texas Family Code. I'll remind anyone who may be watching on YouTube that rebroadcasting or recording all or part of these hearings is expressly forbidden. Violation of the court's order may subject you to civil and or criminal contempt proceedings. The purpose of today's hearings is not to make a determination of whether or not the child has actually committed the crime with which he or she is charged. Instead, the first purpose of today's hearing is to determine whether or not probable cause exists to believe that the child may have engaged in delinquent conduct. The court is allowed to do that and make that determination on the basis of hearsay statements that will be provided to the court through police reports that have been submitted to the juvenile probation officer, which are then submitted to the court. If the court finds that probable cause exists to believe that the child is engaged in delinquent conduct, then the court will proceed to a second determination of whether or not the child should be ordered to remain in the juvenile detention center or be released to a parent or guardian. In making that determination, the legislature has directed the court to consider 5 different statutory factors, and the court will do so. To all the kids here this morning, you have the right to remain silent and not say anything at all. However, anything you say during this hearing cannot be used against you at a modification, duplication, or disposition hearing. But there is a representative from the prosecutor's office present in court taking notes. And so I will let you know that anything you say, even if you think it's innocent, might lead the prosecutor to discover additional evidence that could be used against you. And so before you blurt anything out, whisper it to your attorney first, and then he or she can advise you on whether or not you really should say. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Good morning, Ms. Gregory. All right, first on our docket is Sean Burton. Good morning, Mr. Burton. The court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you engaged in delinquent conduct. So I'll not go into the underlying allegations that initially brought you here. Ms. Craig, does he have a parent guardian here today?
Yes.
All right. And does he have a history of prior referrals to the department?
Yes, Your
What were those referrals for?
Honor. He has previous referrals to the department for theft of property, 750 to 2500, and possession of marijuana less than 2 ounces and a drug. Those were both closed out, supervisory caution from the department. He was on deferred prosecution probation for criminal trespass and assault causing bodily injury. He was brought into detention on 4/23 for testing positive. He was released on electronic monitoring. He violated that and ended up back in detention. He was released and then he was placed on monitor again. He was 1 day away from being released from the monitor when he violated the monitor and picked up a new criminal trespass charge. And that's why he is currently in detention.
All right. And that most recent referral was made on what date?
That was on June 17th.
All right. Dad, where's he getting the marijuana?
Your Honor, I mean, they're kids. I mean, they're teenagers. They're going to find a way to get it, you know, regardless of whatever I try to do. You know, he has friends that smoke. I mean, I don't smoke, so you don't get it from me.
He is scheduled for adjudication disposition on July 14th.
All right. He was in the detention center for how many days last time before Judge can release him?
And then he was placed on
1 day away. It's crazy. What are your thoughts?
Well, Your Honor, my client obviously wants to go home. He's on number one outstanding, and his father's here. So unless his father doesn't want him home, I think he's doing what he needs to do here, and it's up to him to follow the rules if you let him go on monitor.
Once, twice, 3 times. 4 if you count DVP. I mean, Mr. Burton, honestly, I am inclined to release you. The problem is, every time we do, you come back. And what's going to be different about this time? Because honestly, with that track record this close in time to the day, I'm not inclined to believe there's going to be anything different if I let you go today.
Your Honor, all I can do is just try to monitor Keyshawn a little bit better. You know, Keyshawn, he's a good kid. He just,
Well, except he's not.
excuse me.
Except he's not.
Well,
I mean,
he
he's
just
had 4 referrals to the department.
he just makes poor choices. You know, it's just, you know, and I know there's no reason, you know, but he's a good child, and you know, I would like for him to come home. I mean, if there's anything I can do to help correct the mistakes he's making, I'm willing to do it. You know, because my son, he's a good child. You know, in spite of some of the decisions that he's made. You know, there's a lot of it. Like I try to tell him, just, you know, getting with the wrong crowd, getting with the wrong people. And that can sometimes affect his judgment, even though it's ultimately left up to him, but I can just try to make things better, you know, that's all I can do.
Okay. Is that the same line of discussion you, Judge Kim, had previous?
I never spoke to Judge Kim about it. trip coming up. I won't take it with me when I go out of town for the holidays, you know, that's.
Well, that's not an option right now. Let me just put the kibosh on that right now. He's not going out of town. Mr. Sparza? What are your thoughts?
Well, the state would defer to the court, however, based on this respondent's behavior and his, I don't know, inability to follow the rules the last time he was released. The state would suggest that he be detained again, pending his hearing on the 12th.
You've never met with Judge Kim?
That first time was, I mean, actually in person was, last quarter, it's like when he came back the second time, but I've never just like spoke with Judge Kim.
Okay. Given your history of cutting off the monitor and coming back positive, you've been level 1-0 for 11 days, but you were level 1-0 for 10 days last time. That's not enough to convince me that if I were release you to your dad, that you would not be back again for something else. I'm going to order you to be detained. I'm sorry, sir.
So how long is he being detained?
He'll have another detention hearing in 10 business days. Thank you, sir. Maria. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Murillo, the court has previously found that probable cause exists to believe that you've engaged in delinquent conduct sufficient to warrant your initial detention. I will note that you've been level 1-0 since June 19th of this year. And he is currently on probation, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and what is that for?
That is for evading arrest with a vehicle.
That would be a felony offense, is that correct?
Correct.
He was placed on probation in my court in January, if I'm remembering correctly.
He was placed on probation January 19th.
I think that was the one. Pardon? All right. All right, Mr. Adler, what are your thoughts?
Well, Judge, I see here that Judge Kim has ordered no release without him authorizing it, so just based on that. But I would ask the court, I guess I'm trying to be proactive, if you can order the JPD to start a placement based on the offense and based on his prior history.
Yes. Mr. Miller, if you will get with Mr. Shahan's team and begin the process of placement search once everything's started. All right. That'll be the order of the court. Thank you, sir. Mr. Murillo, thank you for being level 1-0 in the back.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. All right. All remaining hearings involve children under the age of 14. So at this time, pursuant to 5408 of the Texas Family Code, the court will discontinue the live stream of today's detention hearings. Thank you, everybody.